First things first, guys. How are you?
Very well.
Yeah.
Good.
Great festival. We've had we've had a great day up to now.
Yeah, it's been mint. The crowd was really good, and I don't know. Even though the weather's a bit grey, it doesn't matter.
Still quite warm, lukewarm.
Sure.
Yeah, from Manchester, so we're used to this sort of stuff. So it's good.
Stockport.
Well, Stockport, yeah.
With this kind of weather at festivals, is it more of a challenge to win the crowd over?
Well, luckily enough, just before we went on, it started raining, and we were in a tent, so everyone usually floods to a tent, don't they? Excuse the pun.
But it stopped raining, and people
they stayed in
remained
the
in
tent,
there.
so yeah.
Okay.
Well, I suppose it's kind of that's the joy of a festival, isn't it? You don't know. Some people aren't going to know who you are, so you're going to win over some new fans, I suppose.
Before we talk about the record, I'd like to go back to the beginning quickly. Do you remember the first time you met?
Me and Tom.
Yeah.
Wow, that was weird.
On a school trip to Alton Towers.
12, 13 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, when we was in year 8, so probably like 10. Well, no, 11 years ago.
That was like properly. I mean, we met before.
School trip to Alton Towers. You know what Alton Towers is?
Yes.
Theme park.
Yeah.
So we both had 100% attendance at school. So we went to the theme park and met there and had the day together.
And that was it, yeah.
At that age, very young age, were you into music already?
Not like it is now. It was just like I was into like Oasis and.
Okay.
It was more like we got on together as people, and then as we dug deeper.
Music came later, like when we was like 15.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think most people, no one's that into music when they're in year 8. You just into, like, I was just into football.
Right.
And Joe was into hockey.
I was.
And so when did music? I suppose you developed tastes separate from each other. So when did music kind of become important, so to say?
It's always been important, but it becomes important for like different reasons. Like now it's our job, but we never did this as a career choice. We just did it because we liked music, and it makes you feel good if you're feeling a bit sad or whatever, or it just brings people together. Like we go to concerts together, like Oasis and Stone Roses.
Yeah.
So they were like things you'd do as friends, and we'd go out to nightclubs, and we'd go to specific clubs because we liked the music there. So music was always like a social thing, and it made us feel good, and it was something we were quite passionate about, but not in like a career way. That just came afterwards. Like, so I was writing. I enjoyed writing songs, obviously, but like I said, it wasn't a career choice. It was just because I enjoyed doing it.
When did you start writing them?
I started writing songs properly when I was like 15. Obviously, when you're 15, you don't have much to write about. Well, I didn't anyway. So when I got to like 19, 20, 21, until now, I feel like I had more to write about, and my writing's got better. But if you do anything for like a while, you improve at it, don't you? And you get better. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I just feel like I've crafted it better.
Do you know, at that age, 15 is quite young, do you know what compelled you to write? Why you started?
I don't know, just something. Can't really explain it.
It's in your blood, in it, Tom.
I suppose. I think people who write songs just they either do it or they don't do it. I don't think you can like learn how to do it. And
I'd be terrible if I write songs.
Yeah.
I'd be awful.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd be terrible. Yeah. You know I would be. You
It's
said
something
then
I
like
kind of I fell into, and my dad encouraged me. My dad would have told me, like, he'd hear me writing the songs at home, and he would have said, if you thought I was shit, he would have said, do you know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't have encouraged me, and he always said, oh, they're pretty good, them songs, you should keep doing it, so I just did.
For yourself then, when did you write the first song you were proud of?
It's got to be the World Cup song, Tom.
I was always proud of songs like when I was even when I was like 15, I'd write songs that I was proud of. I wrote a song called Step Outside, which I wrote when I was 16. In tune. But yeah, but no one will know that song, so
Apart from me.
to me.
Do you
My dad
remember?
always goes on about that song, he goes, remember that song, even for like another album, like the second album, so he always encourages me to like not forget that song. So.
I know that
Someone knows
song.
that song. I'd say that was the first like proper good song I wrote.
Do you remember where that song came from?
I
Why
listen
you
to the
wrote
Verve
it?
a lot,
Okay.
so it's like a bit like Drugs Don't Work or something like that. It's the kind of vein it's in.
And if you compare your songwriting from then to where you are as a band now,
Yeah.
can you hear kind of what it has become in those old
Yeah,
days?
there's still like big euphoric choruses and stuff like that. That's always been ingrained into me, like what I've been brought up on listening to, sort of thing. So them big choruses are what I know. So that they were in them songs even when I was like 15. But like I said, it's just kind of got better now and more crafted, well crafted. Just, do you know what I mean?
Some people as well, like with James Skelly producing the album and producing the singles before that. I think getting him on board, he's like such an amazing songwriter. With Tom, do you know what I mean? Them two sort of like, and James sort of giving like little hints of advice, do you know what I mean? I think Tom's like really...
You can learn a lot from somebody who's wrote great songs like that and has experienced a lot. But yeah, and just listening to more music, do you know what I mean? Like as you grow up, the more music you listen to, the more scope you've got to like draw influence from. And I've always been into like great melody, and that melody's like the key for me. So, and like a big chorus, so that's where I always try and write. And then, but us five as a five is what makes it blossom, do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's kind of where you'll get that classic pop songwriting, and then with it, it'll go somewhere else.
Well, so far you've mentioned bands that are from Manchester, like you are, and British rock bands. Do you have diverse influences as well, like separate from each other?
Yeah, there's some like, it's not really obscure because we're into like I said, classic kind of pop songs throughout the years, like people's greatest hits and stuff, because they're
ABBA,
like,
do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But with, like the Grand Theft Auto Vice City soundtrack is quite a big influence. There's a lot of 80s tunes that are like uplifting and
I think we're into a few different things, but they're not really like influenced like Jack's Trump. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we like a few other people. We're not. I wouldn't say we're massively influenced by them. Obviously, we like them. Do you know what I mean? Really enjoy the music.
A lot of disco. It's like
it's more like
disco.
Like Tom said, it's more like disco 80s and like really pop. Do you know what I mean? That we take our influence by. Do you know what I mean? As us as a band, but we're into a load.
Things that are uplifting as well.
Yeah.
Things that you can relate to and stuff like that.
Is that important to have your songs be uplifting?
Yeah, but not necessarily always, because it's nice if a song makes you feel a bit like melancholy or a bit sad, because that's what music should do. But it's good if you can do both in one. Do you know what I mean? You can have quite sad lyrics, but then there's an uplifting melody.
Smiths do that really well, don't they? They really nail it with the head with that. But,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? They've got like uplifting songs, but if you listen to the lyrics, it's like really like Girlfriend in a Coma, for example. It's funny. It's just a funny song, do you know what I mean? But it's like dark comedy sort of thing. It's good.
And then you mentioned that initially you didn't plan to do this professionally. You just
Nope.
When did the turning point come?
Even now, we still feel like we don't feel like we've made it, so to speak. We want more. Do you know what I mean? We want to be as big as we can be.
Yeah.
And but these little things like, I don't know, we're on a bus now that's got beds on. Do you know what I mean? So you would think that was like turning point. Like you feel, oh, we're a proper band now.
Yeah, like we're here today and going Denmark tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? That's
Denmark.
bad.
You're saying Denmark.
I know, Denmark.
Yeah, just like there's always little things along the way, like getting a booking agent who'll book you all the gigs, and you're going on proper tours where it's like 25 dates. You're like, oh, we're a proper band now. But yeah, we don't measure our success on like things like that. I don't know. We don't really dwell on that. We just keep focusing on writing good songs and enjoying it and getting bigger and bigger, I suppose.
Well, because for instance, you were included into the BBC Sound Of. Does that matter to you then? That
I think you'd be stupid for it not to matter to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, before we started, we never really knew much about it. But obviously, when you find out more about it, being in the industry sort of thing, like, it's a massive.
You realise how prestigious it is, and the bands who've been on it before and the artists, they've gone on to do great things. So.
It's a massive buzz in it, to be honest. It's nice.
But we don't, like I said, we don't like dwell on it and get too wound up about it. Like I think we didn't really think about it, and when we got the call, we was on it. We were like, oh, cool. Okay. And we were grateful for it, but it wasn't the be all and end all for our. We'd have carried on regardless whether we was on that. I just think it's helped us and gained even more interest in the band.
There's a sad element to it though, being like the only guitar sort of bass band.
That's what I read. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's Rat Boy who was on it.
He's over there.
Yeah, he is.
And us two, we were the only guitar acts on it.
And that, do you know what I mean? That's not.
Yeah, well, we used to say that we could like.
We're happy to fly the flag.
We'll fly the flag, and then hopefully that gives other bands opportunities, because there is a lot of great bands out there, but I don't know, people think like in industry people are scared to back bands because
there's loads of different reasons.
Yeah, there's loads of different reasons, which I just think they are.
But why do you think that is? That today, in this day and age, there aren't that many guitar bands that get attention?
There's a number of things. I think it's probably because the internet is so easy to go and upload music. There's probably there's like a load more. There's lots more guitar bands now than there was maybe. Or, do you know what I mean? It's easier to get yourself out there and say you're a band. So it could be polluted with people who are like wannabes on Instagram and stuff who don't really mean it and don't have the right attitude. Do you know what I mean? They're more asked about putting a picture up or something like that. But then again, there is bands we know who are really good, like the Frill Society, Hidden Charms, who are friends
the Frontiers, like them. I really like them. Like.
But I think from an industry point of view, people who are scared to back bands, if you was looking at an investment, you've got a solo artist who, to tour him round, he takes one guitar and one flight on a plane, one hotel room. He'd take us 5, and there's 5 of us, 5 seats on a plane. All our instruments, there's more baggage literally on the plane and outside. So maybe that's the thing. Do you know what I mean? It's cheaper, isn't it, to invest?
I think as well. I think
like
solo artists might be more easier to manipulate. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm not saying solo artists are. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of solo artists who stay true to what they do and what they write and stuff. But I think when you find someone like that, I think it's going to be easier to like sort of.
Yeah, they could like put on with co-writers and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And they can mould it to what they want it to be. Whereas us, we have a strong way of how we want it to be, and it's our way.
And there's 5. Do you know what I mean? We're not easily sort of talked out of things. So these 5 of us. Do you know what I mean? You're saying like, oh no.
There's
do you know what I
5
mean?
opinions as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy, so
not just one brain.
There's a number of things used to say. I'm not the one in a position who can sign bands, so you'd have to ask them. But my opinion is probably that could be a reason.
Yeah,
it's quite interesting then with what you just mentioned. Nowadays, what you say with YouTube, Instagram, people can post a song and then they become. So you say you consider yourself as a still a young band. So is it important to go through that process of having to tour small venues?
I think so. I think it keeps you more grounded, and you appreciate if you get success. You appreciate it more because you've slept in the van, you've played to 2 people, and you know,
today,
and
even
you've worked
today,
real jobs and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? We have all worked like mundane jobs, and we don't want to do that. And this is kind of.
Even today we came off stage, you know what I mean? Like the tent was full and it was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? Like we get that buzz still of playing it, and it's like, you know, it's.
And we'll speak to people. We enjoy doing interviews, and we enjoy meeting people and stuff like that. We're not like, it doesn't seem like a drag to us. We'll do.
There's nothing fake. Do you know what I mean? We're not sitting here like saying, we're just saying things that we've been through, that we've felt. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing in us where. Do you know what I mean? Someone said, "All right, try and mention this, try and mention that." We're just being honest and being true to ourselves. Do you know what I mean? I think that's really important.
And we're all mates as well. We come from a working class background. Do you know what I mean? We are just mates at the end of the day. So we're grateful that we're in a position where we can tour the world and have fun and eat toast on a bus.